Hello everyone, just wanted to walk you through some of the activities for today, Thursday, 4/23. Hopefully everybody's having an awesome week so far. Alright, the first activity for math today is called Shape Hunt. You will find it in Seesaw. And we also have Geometry Toothy. I noted in here only do slides A through Z. I'll show you a little bit more once I open up Toothy. There are more slides. It goes from double A all the way to double Z, and the questions just get harder after that, so feel free to stop after Z. If your child wants to go on and do the double A, double B, double C, and so on, those slides, that is perfectly fine. I just wanted everybody to know that you only have to go to slide Z. So let me show you these activities really quick. So for Shape Hunt, you're going to click on Add Response. And we have to use the text box for this one. I know this one's a little bit trickier, but just do your best. It doesn't have to look perfect. It says type 3 different examples of the shapes you find around your classroom or your house. I know it says 3. Some of the shapes are easier than others, so if you can only find 2 or if you can only find 1, that is perfectly fine. I know triangle might be a little bit difficult for some of us. The top row is 2D shapes. The bottom row is 3D shapes. So really quick, something that would be a square in my house would be a Post-it note. So I could type that in. I will use the move button down here to move my response over here, and I'll just shrink it up a little bit so it fits a little bit neater in there. Again, it does not have to be perfect, so don't stress yourself out over that. And then you can list your other responses down below. Okay, so you would just move them and shrink them. 2 or 3 is fine. I understand that some are more difficult, so even if you only find 1, that's fine. You will hit the green check mark when you are finished. I'm just going to click out of here for right now. Okay, next we have Toothy today. So remember when we start Toothy, we want to click on this picture over here with the apples, and we don't want to click Add Response. Okay, so just click over here, and then at the bottom it'll say View as Google Doc. That's the option that we want. And then to get started, we just want to click the Present button over here at the top right corner. Okay. Right, give it a second to load fully. There we go. So I know some of us had trouble clicking to the next slide. I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but it does say to click on the tooth to continue. So we can make note of that. Earlier when we were looking over at the calendar, I said slides A through Z. There is a letter up here at the top that will tell you what slide you are on. So slide A says, what is the name of the shape? Circle, oval, or a zero? Your child should choose circle. It will add a tooth. We'll click on the tooth to continue, so on and so forth. I would encourage to have the students try to do this on their own and from their memory, but if they are becoming frustrated, they can use the 2D shape and the 3D shape handout that is in their packet to help them along. So you'll go through all of those slides. Let me quickly show you some of the other slides that I was talking about and how they get more difficult. Okay, so for instance, this is slide AA. You do not have to do this slide. You can stop after a Z. But it asks more questions about faces, edges, and vertices, and why it is more difficult is because they cannot see the whole shape, and I didn't want them to get confused on not being able to see all the faces of the shape. But if your student wants to give it a go, let them go for it. Let them give it a try. Okay? So that's toothy. Let's go back to the calendar here. Today is a reflex math day, so I would like to try to do that. There's not much going on today, so if you can't fit it in today, that is perfectly fine. 2 times a week is fine. I just thought I would throw it in because I don't think these 2 activities will take a super long time. Next, for our reading/writing activity, it is still referencing the book Someday a Tree. If your student wants to go back and re-listen to the story, they can come click over here and listen to it. I have it linked in YouTube still. They are going to write what steps did they take to try and save the tree. Okay. Now I would like them to try and use the words first, next, then in their writing. 3 sentences would be plenty. For this activity, you can write this on your own piece of paper, or each student had their journal sent home with them. So if they like the lined piece of paper to keep their writing a little bit neater, you can write in your journal, take a picture of it, and upload it to Seesaw. There is also a word search in Seesaw that I can show you quickly for spelling today. And there is no Raz Kids. If your child student wants to do Raz Kids, they are more than welcome to. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so here is our word search. Add response. If this is small for you to see, there's a zoom button up here that will make it a little bit bigger for you. And then your child can pick whatever tool they want to use, the marker tool or I call it the highlighter tool. And then they can look for the words in the word search. This one's a little bit harder. The words can be across, up and down. They might even be backwards. They might even be diagonal. Okay, so they can just use the highlighter. They can choose any color they want to use and highlight the words that they find. And again, I know I'm not highlighting a word, but they will just click and drag across a word that they find in the word search. Okay. All right, and that is it for today on Thursday. I hope you have a fantastic day.